In today's review, we're going to be looking at a bit more of a competitive keyword, which is within the roofer trade, and this is specifically roofer Birmingham. Now, this is a big city, be lots of competition, plenty of roofing businesses throughout Birmingham and in the surrounding towns, and it's typically a very competitive keyword. And what we're going to be doing is looking through. I've gone on to page 2 here and gone about halfway down to this example, First Choice Superseal, and run through a bit of a review. And we're going to be looking at what kind of changes could First Choice Superseal make to the homepage, the SEO fundamentals on their homepage, to help them get from what is middle of page 2 to at least onto page 1. And there'll be link building and stuff that's also needed on top of this, as well as the on-page SEO that's going to be suggested. But if they're going to be bottom-ish of page 1 for roofer Birmingham, then they're going to have a real opportunity with some longer tail keywords, such as roofer within the specific area of Birmingham they're in, or specific roofing services that they'll be able to get more traffic for as well. So it's kind of a rising tide will kind of grow all of these keywords and grow the visibility of this whole site. So I've gone through, and there are some pretty simple things that they could do. And I'll go through and I'll mention some of the things that I really like as well on this site, because they're middle of page 2 for roofers Birmingham, so they're definitely doing a lot right. It's just that next 20%. What can they do to really push up and start driving a serious amount of revenue and leads and then revenue from Google and people searching within their area. So first off, the thing I always start off with reviewing is your title tag. So as you can see here, this is their title tag, and you've got roofers and roofing contractors, Birmingham, Perry Bar, Great Bar, Superseal Roofing. What I'd say is the title tag here is far too long. You want your primary keyword as well as your primary location within your title tag. Now this might change depending on the business you are. For example, they're roofers and they're based in Birmingham, but they might have specific areas within Birmingham that they want to target as well. So in that case, you would have roofers Birmingham as the primary keyword for the homepage and the primary location. Then you might have dedicated location pages within Birmingham that you then have, try and rank for. So you're trying to then rank for roofer Perry Bar, roofer Great Bar, or other areas. So with this in mind, this is going to confuse Google here. I'm mentioning multiple locations, and it's the same if you mention multiple different keywords. So having roofers and Birmingham in there is great. Obviously, you want to put roofers Birmingham and then your brand name, or roofing and roofing contractors Birmingham is absolutely fine as well. But you want to remove multiple locations in your title tag as well as multiple keywords. Then this should match your H1. So the H1 is your main title of the website. And as you can see it, first off, as a slider, Google isn't very good at reading sliders. You want, and personally, these have been phased out a lot within web design for trade businesses. They're not very good for user experience. They're hidden. What works a lot more effectively is just having a static image like it would be here, having your title, which would include roofers Birmingham, a subtitle, and then a call to action. You have a click to call there and a click to quote. You want to give people an excuse, because if someone's coming across your site, they might be the type of person that's just looking for quotes initially. And you don't want them to have to scroll around or manually type in. If they're looking at this on their mobile, they're then having to manually type in this. It's not that obvious that is click to call, even though I can see it is. So really you want static, your H1, a subtitle, maybe some bullet points as to what differentiates you from the competition, and then having a click to call and a request quote. I like this. You do want to have some text on your homepage. You want to explain exactly what your business is, a bit of background on there as well. I also really like the video. This is becoming more and more important, and not many trade businesses are investing in producing video content. As you can see, this is a really cool drone shot, but here this is just this is just like someone's iPhone shot of them on the job. That's all it really needs. Or you can do a video introduction of yourself and embed that as well. Really good for conversion and also really good for SEO. Google likes seeing that you've got your own unique video content on your page. Again, we've got more content here, pretty similar to the original content. So really what I would look to do here is try and get, and I've reviewed this, and you need more stronger like local relevance messaging within the content on your homepage. So you want to mention, and case studies is great for this, but if you don't have case studies, you can talk about, in this case, the specific types of neighbourhoods within Birmingham that you've been working with, the types of roofs, mention the type of housing. If a certain roof is really common within Birmingham, then you're talking about how you process that. You've got experience in working with that specific material, that specific roof. That's really important because Google wants to see like hyper local expertise and relevance. This is good. Again, you do want like a why choose us. This is then going through to dedicated service pages as well. Again, more YouTube content, which is great, or more video content, which is great. Here, they're listed off all the different services, which is really good, and then linked out to the ones they have dedicated service pages for. Also, great to have. One thing that might, again, Google's looking for expertise within roofing for this page, or what it wants to rank for people talking about roofers within Birmingham. Here there's like security grills, roller shutters, bollards. It's fine, but when it comes down to the fine margins, you want stuff that's specifically around the roofing service. So I know that this is a service that this business must offer, but maybe like having it just in one bullet point as security and having a landing page dedicated to that would make more sense. One thing that sticks out massively is that there's no reviews from Google or any other platform. This is built on WordPress. There's tons of free plugins. I can see that they've got Google Business Profile here with 47 reviews, and ones that are like, coming in, a month ago or a year ago. That's really good. It offers, you don't want static testimonials that you've written. They look like they've just been made up. They don't look good to the customer. And Google will reward it a lot more if you're pulling in reviews from your Google Business Profile. They're being updated as new reviews come in. That's another key element. Another area is there's no service area map or embedded Google map on the homepage. As you can see, they've got a verified location here. That could just be it's an actual industrial unit, which is great. You want that. You want a section on your homepage, maybe towards the bottom, where you've got that embedded Google map as well as the location of your business. That will help your Google Business Profile increase in rankings because Google looks at the connection between them both, and it will also help your homepage as well. Finally, last couple of things. One is there's no trust badges here. Roofing is a high trust industry. People spend a lot of money, both especially commercial, but also residential. So you really want to have some kind of trust badges there. I know they've got that there, which is great. The best place to put this is if you've got a hero section that's dedicated towards conversions and has your keywords in. It's got click to call and click to email or click to request quote. You can have a little section down here, which is a little trust bar of all the different badges and accreditations that you've got, and they will have accreditations being a roofing business. You can even have, if you don't have enough to fill out a line of 4 or 5, you can have, the amount of years you've been in business, how much cumulative experience your whole team has got, things like that. And that really helps because if people come across that, then they will see, okay, this is a roofing company. Hopefully you're ranking higher because you've got SEO optimized sites. They're probably clicking on the first 3 or 4 businesses they come across just to give them a call, get an idea of a quote. They're not even scrolling down. And if you've got the trust badges there and a click to call, then you're nailing those fundamentals. Finally, would just be a frequently asked questions section. Now, this is good just to have some kind of quick answer real estate there, where you can answer some objections, but also really good for Google as well as AI increasingly, where it's looking for kind of concise answers to questions, very niche specific questions. So that's 7 things that they can improve on that would help them boost up. I create a lot of these videos for UK based trades. If you are interested, then please subscribe, follow along, or check out the channel to find what other trades and what other kind of nuggets we've dug up to help improve your on-page SEO. Cheers.